Hey everybody, how you doing? T.Harv Eker. I think you remember me. I remember you. I'm so happy with Rich Life Club. Right now I am sitting at the Westin Hotel in Los Angeles. We are at the world's greatest marketing seminar. I just finished 2 days so far of mostly me teaching, probably about 12 hours, so I'm a little hoarse, but I hope you can bear with me. Anyways, well, what occurred was, a little while ago, I had this instant insight I wanted to share with you because so many people said, man, that was so profound. It was very simple, but profound things usually are simple, aren't they? And so what it was all about was the understanding. I said something about investment. And it's very obvious that we know that we're to invest our money, and the reason we invest our money is to be able to grow our money, right? But the other investment that I don't want you to forget about is investment in yourself, investment in your growth, investment in your own education, and just recognizing how important that investment is that a lot of you are doing right now, but even to an extent where you might want to even do even more of it. Okay, why? Well, you know that Albert Einstein said, he talked about the miracle of compound interest. And when it comes to investment, that's a critical thing. You can take, as you know, over time, you can take $1,000 a year over 25 years, and that turns into millions and millions of dollars, right? Not $25,000 because of compound interest. And so literally, when you have a financial situation, an investment of that sort, you're talking about 20, 25 years to where it really, really, really pays off like that. But it will. But what about yourself? What about investing in yourself? What do you invest in? You invest in who you are. You invest in the root of your success. Because every decision you make comes from you. It's your decision. So whether you make a lot of money or a little money are a result of the choices that you make and the actions that you take, right? So they all come from the root of you. So literally, we're talking about the possibilities of when you invest in yourself, when you invest in your mindset, your attitude, when you invest in your character, when you invest in learning more about your habits and changing those habits, when you invest in your personal development, you're going to take a shortcut to that success. Because as I said, it could take 20, 25 years to get a big return on your financial investment, but how long does it actually take to get a return on your personal growth investment? Well, it's different for everybody. It depends on what kind of tree you are. All right, what do I mean by that? There are some trees that when you plant the seeds, they just sprout the next year. They go from nothing to 2 feet in a year, and then they just keep on going. And they grow to a certain height, okay? Let's say this height. But then there's other trees. Take the bamboo tree, for example. You know the bamboo story, where basically you plant the bamboo seed. And a year later you come back and you check on your bamboo tree, and there is no tree. How come? Because it's still under the ground. 2 years later you come back and you come check on your tree, no tree. There's nothing to see. 3 years later, no tree. 4 years later, no tree. You start to wonder, there's no tree here. This thing must not have taken hold. The 5th year you come back, not only do you see a tree, you see a tree that could actually be 50 feet high in only 1 year. How come? Because what was it doing for the 4 previous years? It was growing its roots really, really deep, really, really strong, so that it could handle that extreme skyrocketing growth when it came out of the ground. So a lot of you are fast-growing trees from the very beginning, but you got to have stamina. That's why you have to keep on working on yourself. You have to keep on investing in yourself so that you don't just grow and then plop over by the first wind that goes by, right? And a lot of you are bamboo trees. You are growing deep, deep roots, and then you're going to all of a sudden sprout, grow really high, and you'll keep it because your roots are deep. One way or the other, you have to invest in yourself. You have to keep growing. One of the things I also like to think about is the fact that Buckminster Fuller said this. He said, you can never know less. You can never know less. What does that mean? It means everything you stockpile into your bank account of your mind, of who you are and what you know and your knowledge and your skills and your training stays. Well, can you forget it? Of course you can forget it. But you know what? It has a little dust, but then you go, oh yeah, oh yeah. And isn't it true that sometimes what you learned before meshes with what you learned now, and all of a sudden you put the two together and go, oh, I get it finally. So you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing by investing in yourself. And don't ever be afraid to invest in your education. I would spend a lot of time in in school, not enjoying school very much, and that's why I kind of started Peak Potentials. It's a different kind of school. It uses accelerated learning. It uses, real life situations where hopefully you're learning things that are pertinent to your life: happiness, money, relationships, health, those kind of things. And that's not what I learned in school. I learned about history, geography, which are very nice, important, calculus, which is very unimportant, whatever, unless you're some type of architect or something. But for the most part, spending 6 months of that didn't help me much. So literally, I want you to really bump up your investment financially and time-wise and your study-wise. I want you to be even more vociferous, more gung-ho, more eager in your learning. Why? Because it pays off, and it pays off quickly. How much emphasis you put on it will determine what you get out of it. And let me ask you a question. What's it worth to you? What do you think it'd be worth in dollars and cents? Let's say you became 5 times happier. Let's say you became 20 times richer. Let's say you have a net worth of $100,000. And with your training, with your learning, with the type of investments you learn about, you go from a net worth, let's say in 5 years, from $100,000 to $2 million. What's that learning worth to you? Well, obviously in dollars and cents, it's worth almost $2 million, isn't it? So when someone says, oh, this course costs $1,000 or $2,000, or this book costs $50, or this DVD costs $25 or $100, that's pittance. It's pittance. All right, you say, hey, Harv, it's easy for you to say that. You're really rich. Well, you know what? I wasn't always rich. And it's because I did that, because I was willing to take a shot on me, that I am really rich. I came from a place where I wasn't not only the nicest guy in the world, but I thought I knew it all, but I didn't know anything, right? I didn't know business. I thought I knew that, but obviously I didn't. I didn't, I was a very angry guy. I was very, not very nice to people. I was out of balance. I was, doing lots of things that were very poor habits. And literally, I learned how to succeed. That's the cool thing about this. You can learn to succeed at what? At anything. You can learn how to be a piano player. I don't know anything about piano, but I bet you in 1 year I could learn how to be a piano player. How? Well, you say by practicing, right? Yeah, but I could practice for a whole year to learn a song, and it still might not even get it. Why don't I take a shortcut? What's the shortcut? Get a teacher. Get a professional piano teacher to teach me how to play piano. And in 1 year I could learn lots of songs. I could do that, you could do that. Anything you want to know and be good at, you can do. You can learn how to do it. Remember, every master was once a what? Every master was once a disaster. So you can learn anything. There's not one thing that that you want to get involved in. If you want more money, you can learn how to do that. If you want better relationships, you can learn how to do that. You want better health, you learn how to do that. You want a better you just want to learn how to be happier, you can learn how to do that. Every one of those things is a learnable skill. And a lot of that also has to do with your habits. So the big insight here was that personal development, personal growth, education is a true and the best investment you could make, because you can invest in the leaves of the tree or you can invest in the roots of the tree. Now, which one's going to pay off more and for longer? T.Harv Eker for the Rich Life Club. See you soon.